Hey, what's good, champions? Arian, Tyson here, and I wanted to shoot a video to really talk about choices that you will make, choices that you've made that you ultimately regretted. And oftentimes, we must realize that when we don't make certain choices, we'll later regret them. Even when we make choices, we'll regret them. And the key phrase to remember, anytime you hear it, anytime you hear someone say it, or anytime you've been guilty of saying it, it's two words: if only. Think about how many times you had to say or have said or heard someone say, if only this, if only that, if only he, if only she. Having said that, I want to share with you choices that, if you're not careful enough, you'll later regret them. The first thing that comes to my mind is when we choose to wear a mask to impress others. If the face you always show the world is a mask, someday there will be nothing beneath it. What am I saying? Why am I saying that? Because when you spend too much time concentrating on everyone else's perception of you, or everyone else, what everyone else wants you to be, you eventually forget who you really are. So don't fear the judgments of others. You know in your heart who you are and what's true for you, what's true to you. You don't have to be perfect to impress and inspire people. You're looking at somebody who's not perfect, but let them be impressed and inspired by how you deal with your imperfections. Also, another way to end up having regrets is by being selfish and egotistical. A life filled with loving deeds and good character is the best tombstone. And we all are going to have a tombstone one day. Those who you inspired and shared your love with will remember how you made them feel long after the time has expired. So carve your name on hearts, not stone. What you have done for yourself alone dies with you. What you have done for others and the world remains. That's something my daddy taught me. Also, avoiding change and growth is critical, it's key. And you have to be careful, because if you avoid change and growth, you're going to soon regret it. If you want to know your past, look. If you want to know your past, look into your present conditions. If you want to know your future, look into your present actions. You must let go of the old way and make room for the new. The old way is gone, never to come back. If you acknowledge this right now and take the steps to address it, you will position yourself for lasting success in every area of your life. One of the things that I can't respect is when people give up when the going gets tough. What I learned, and it took me a while to learn this, but what I learned is there are no failures, just results. Even if things don't unfold the way you had expected, don't be disheartened or give up. Learn what you can and move on. The one who continues to advance one step at a time will win in the end, because the battle is always won far away and long before the final victory. It's a process that occurs with small steps, decisions, and actions that gradually build upon each other and eventually lead to that glorious moment of triumph. And if you're keeping track, we're on number 5. Settling for less than what you deserve. Be strong enough to let go and wise enough to wait for what you deserve. Sometimes you have to get knocked down lower than you have ever been in order for you to stand up taller than you ever were before. Sometimes your eyes need to be washed by your tears so you can see the possibilities in front of you with a clearer vision. But by all means, don't settle. And finally, endlessly waiting until tomorrow. You've heard me say it before. The past is history and tomorrow's a mystery. All we have is today. That's why the present is a gift. The trouble is you always think you have more time than you do. But one day you will wake up and there won't be any more time to work on the things you've always wanted to do. And at that point, you either will have achieved the goals you set for yourself, or you will have a long list of excuses for why you haven't. So I wanted to share that with you. You know, it's time to let go of the regrets. It's time to make choices instead of having regrets. And I would rather make my own choice than have a choice made for me. Because ultimately, you have your life. It's your life. And you might as well make it count for something. So I wanted to share that with you today, and I hope that it was of value to you. And if it was, feel free to share this video. Feel free to leave me a comment. I do appreciate all the feedback I get, whether it's positive, whether it's constructive. I'm not perfect. I had to learn this stuff the hard way. And I'm just striving to get better, become a better Arian, a better version of Arian. I'm not trying to be anyone else. I can only be me. So don't try to be anyone else. Be authentically you. Remember, in life, you have two choices. You can make moves or you can make excuses, but you most certainly can't do both. It's yours truly, Arian Tyson, the Moving Motivator, and I will talk to you on the next one. Peace.